Well, the chapter sound of the music. Now let's come to the second part, part 2, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Wonderful legend, no words at all, same just like Evelyn Glenn, and a benchmark for the music. So Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemakers. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. As the story goes, since it was first played in the Shah's chambers, it was played by Nai Barber. The instrument was named the Shehnai. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious, and for this reason it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument into the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. So pungi was a musical instrument, the predecessor of the Shehnai. When the Mughals ruled India before the Britishers came, there was a famous Mughal ruler named Aurangzeb. He did not allow the pungi be played in his royal residence because he felt that it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Right? So any musical instrument which is made with reeds, like we have flute, clarinets, they all are classified as pungi. So pungi in a broad term for any type of instrument which uses wind to produce sound. As Aurangzeb has banned all these reeded noisemakers, he had banned pungi in his royal residence. No one thought that one day such noisemakers with such instrument made unpleasant sound would be played and their sound would be liked by the audiences. No one believed that time. As a pungi had an unpleasant sound, there was a barber who belonged to a family. Remember it. There is a barber who belonged to a family. Right? And family of professional musician, and he wanted to play the pungi, but he knew that the sound produced by pungi was unpleasant. So he decided to improve the sound. So first, in this figure you can find as a pungi, and second as a Shehnai. So Shehnai is a updated version of pungi. So what he did, the barber took a pipe which was hollow stem. It was longer and broader than the pungi. He made 7 holes on the body of the pipe, fine, just like a flute you have seen. Then he blew air into the pipe and closed and opened different holes. He found that soft and melodious sound were produced when he did like this. When the barber played this instrument in the royal court, everyone liked the sound produced. Everyone liked the sound. So the royal court thought that instrument was different from the pungi, so it should have different name also. Now there is a story behind the name given to the instrument. This instrument was played for first time in the royal residence of the Shah, was named to a king. As a Nai, that is an Indian term used for barber, had played it for the first time, they call it Shehnai. So the first part Shah, which stands for Shah, Sheh, which part for Shah, and second part is Nai, that is barber. So this instrument named as Shehnai. So the sound which was produced by Shehnai was considered to be a good omen, means auspiciousness, good omen. पवित्रता की निशानी मानी जाती है. You can hear Shehnai being played at many temples and wedding also. The Shehnai was a part of the Naubat. It is an Urdu word which means traditional ensemble, which means traditional group of 9 musical instruments. These 9 musical instruments were played at the royal court, and Shehnai was also part of Naubat. Shehnai was played at the king's court, in temples and the wedding. It was used on stage performances, and the credit goes for Ustad Bismillah Khan, who was a legendary Shehnai player, and people wanted to hear him play the Shehnai. तो what we see कि एम्परर जो औरंगजेब थे, उन्होंने जो है क्या नाम है बैन कर दिया था पुंगी को. उन्होंने पुंगी को अलाउ नहीं किया था, क्योंकि एक तो उनकी आवाज अनप्लीजेंट थी, चुभती थी. इससे किसी म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट में जो कि ऐसे रीड से बना हुआ, जिसमें इस तरह छेद होते थे, फ्लूट वगैरह, क्लैरिनेट्स, उन्हें पुंगी कहा जाता था, और वो इस तरह की आवाज निकालते थे, उसे मना कर दिया था. औरंगजेब के बैन होने के बाद ये जो रीडिट नॉइस मेकर्स थे, माने कि उन्होंने बैन कर दिया था पुंगी को. किसने सोचा भी नहीं था कि ऐसे नॉइस मेकर कुछ इस तरह का इंस्ट्रूमेंट बना देंगे जिसे लोग बाद में पसंद करना शुरू करेंगे. पुंगी की आवाज तो खैर अजीबोगरीब थी, लोगों को मतलब कि पसंद नहीं था. लोगों को पुंगी की आवाज पसंद तो थी नहीं, लोगों को बंद भी हो गया था. लेकिन एक बार्बर था जो उस प्रोफेशनल म्यूजिशियन की फैमिली से बिलोंग करता था. उसने कहा कि मैं पुंगी को बजाऊंगा, और उसे पता था पुंगी की आवाज बेकार है, इसलिए उसने इसके साउंड को इम्प्रूव करना शुरू किया. उस बार्बर ने एक पाइप लिया जिसमें मैंने कि छेद किए 7 तरह के, थोड़े बड़े और थोड़े चौड़े. उसने 7 होल्स किए, ठीक है, जैसे आप शहनाई में देखते हो. जैसे उसने हवा उसमें पास करनी शुरू की, बंद की, ओपन की उंगलियों से, तो उसने कहा सॉफ्ट और मेलोडियस साउंड मतलब कि निकल कर आना है. जब बार्बर ने ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट को शाही दरबार में बजाया तो सबने जो है क्या नाम है इसकी बहुत तारीफ की. ये जो शाही जो दरबार था, इस इंस्ट्रूमेंट को मतलब कि पुंगी से अलग था, इसलिए इसका नाम भी अलग सोचने लगे कि लोग क्या दें. तो कहानी इसमें ऐसे पड़ी, क्योंकि ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट जो है किसी शहंशाह यानी राजा के दरबार में बजाया गया, तो शाह के नाम पर बना शह, और क्योंकि इसे नाई ने बजाया था तो उसका नाम नाई पड़ गया, तो नाम पड़ गया शहनाई. और जो आवाज जो शहनाई की जो है क्या नाम है एक जो है उस समय जो है बहुत शुभ माना जाता था, ठीक है, और ये अच्छे मुहूर्त पे बजाया जाता था. आप शहनाई को मतलब कि क्या नाम है टेम्पल्स पर या फिर वेडिंग्स पर यानी मंदिरों में और मतलब कि शादियों में बहुत सुनते हैं. शहनाई जो है क्या नाम है नौबत का भी हिस्सा है, और नौबत एक उर्दू शब्द है जो जिसका मतलब है कि एक ऐसे ग्रुप का लोग जो 9 तरह के म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट बजाते हैं, तो उनमें ये शहनाई भी एक हिस्सा है. और इसको क्लासिकल म्यूजिक तक लाने का सबसे बड़ा क्रेडिट जाता है उस्ताद बिस्मिल्लाह खां के पास. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played gilli danda near a pond in the ancient state of Dumrao in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago. As the little boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. Born in 21 March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather Rasul Baks Khan was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. His father Paigambar Baks was another paternal ancestor, were also great Shehnai player. So, when Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, he lived in an old estate named Dumrao in present-day Bihar state. He used to play gilli danda, an old sport quite similar to cricket. Also, he would go to nearby Bihariji temple. Bismillah Khan was a Muslim, but he would go to temple. He would sing song Chaita, Bhojpuri language. So when he would finish reciting the song, he would get a big laddu, which is around weight 1.25 kg. This was a prize given to a local Maharaja to Bismillah for singing the Chaita. Now the writer says this incident occurred when Bismillah was 5 years old. He would get this laddu as a reward, and after 8 years, And after 8 years, Bismillah Khan earned highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So this is the distance he travelled in this life. At 5 years of age, he would get 1.25 kg laddu as a reward. And 80, he achieved the highest civilian award in India, that is Bharat Ratna. So at the age of 80, he received such a huge reward, Bharat Ratna. So Bismillah Khan was born on 21st March 1916 in family of musicians in Bihar. The lineage on his father's side was full of great Shehnai players. We can say that Bismillah Khan ji acquired the skill of playing the Shehnai from his ancestor. His grandfather was a great Shehnai player. He played the Shehnai in the court of Bhojpur king. His father and all paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. Now, बिस्मिल्लाह खां जो है 5 साल की उम्र में, लेकिन वो जो है क्या नाम है, गिल्ली डंडा खेलते थे अपने गांव में, जो कि दुमराव में था, बिहार में. जबकि वो मुसलमान थे, फिर भी वो मंदिर में जाते थे और वहां पर एक गाना, वहां पे जो भजन गाते थे चैता. जब वो अपना गाना खत्म करते थे तो उन्हें एक बहुत बड़ा लड्डू मिलता था, काफी भारी, 1.25 किलो, 1.25 kg का. ये प्राइज जो है बिस्मिल्लाह खां को लोकल महाराजा देते हैं उनके गाने पर, उतना खूबसूरती से गाते थे. यहाँ पे राइटर कहते हैं कि ऐसा इंसिडेंट भी हुआ, बिस्मिल्लाह खां जब 5 साल के थे तब उन्हें एक लड्डू मिला रिवॉर्ड में, और उसके बाद बिस्मिल्लाह खां ने एक बहुत बड़ा सिविलियन अवार्ड जीता, भारत रत्न. 5 साल की एज में तो उन्होंने 1.25 kg लड्डू लिया, और 80 की एज में उन्होंने जो है हाईएस्ट सिविलियन अवार्ड लिया, भारत रत्न. ये बहुत बहुत बड़ी बात. बिस्मिल्लाह खां 21 मार्च 1916 को पैदा हुए थे, और जहाँ पैदा हुआ वो म्यूजिशियन की फैमिली थी, बिहार की रहने वाली थी. उनके फादर की, उनके यानी कि पूर्वजों की अगर बात करें तो वो जो है महान शहनाई प्लेयर से बड़ा पड़ा, ठीक है, एक से एक शहनाई प्लेयर. हम ये कह सकते हैं बिस्मिल्लाह खां जी ने एक मतलब कि अपने अंदर एक स्किल पैदा किया था शहनाई बजाने की, और ये चीज़ उन्हें अपने पूर्वजों से ही मिली थी. उसके जो दादाजी थे वो महान शहनाई प्लेयर थे. उन्होंने शहनाई जो है भोजपुर के राजा के सामने ही बजाया था. उनके पिताजी और जितने भी उनके पूर्वज थे, मतलब कि उनके पूर्वज थे, वो महान शहनाई वादक थे. The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Bux to the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Bux was employed to play the Shehnai. Ali Bux would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument, and he would sit practicing throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent rags that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. So, Bismillah Khan ji also started learning at an early age. When Bismillah Khan was at just 3 years old, his mother took him to parents' house to maternal uncle. They lived in Banaras. When Bismillah Khan saw his maternal uncle play Shehnai, he was attracted towards and also wanted to learn playing it. Bismillah Khan started going with his uncle Ali Bux to Vishnu temple in Banaras. Ali Bux was on a duty to play Shehnai at the Vishnu temple of Banaras. When Bismillah Khan saw his uncle Ali Bux play the Shehnai, he would get attracted towards it, and he used to sit for hours listening to him play the Shehnai. Gradually, Bismillah Khan also started learning playing Shehnai, and he would practice throughout the day. He never got tired. He was so captivated by the Shehnai. So many years Ustad Bismillah Khan remained in Banaras. He would visit temple of Balaji, temple of Mangala Maiya, and would remain on the bank of river Ganga, where he would practice playing Shehnai all by himself. Here we come to know that about the talent of Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was so inspired and motivated by the river Ganga. It provoked him to improve his performance, and he also invented many rags that were considered impossible to produce by a Shehnai. Ustad Bismillah Khan worked hard and invented different sound with the Shehnai. So, next I'll explain in my next video.